please. Hold, 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 please.
She's back. Hello, babes. Hello. Oh my God. I feel like I have not seen you all in so long because I haven't. Let's be honest. Your girl was like living her best life, celebrating birthdays and whatnot, even after her birthday. And then I had the nerve, the audacity to then be on work conferences and work events that took me away from my babes. So cyber hug, pull it in. Let's get it poppin'. Hey, YouTube. What's going on, y'all? Did y'all miss me? I missed y'all. Hold, please. Let's get this music popping. We gonna take it back to the old school, baby. Hey. Old school, new school, old school. Come on, hey. Come on, hey. Come on. We get it poppin'. Your money, honey, from 2020, baby. We still making that money, honey, from 2020, baby. You still making that money, honey, from 2020, baby. I'm still making that money, honey, from 2020, baby. Come on, who's in the house? Feminine Melanin University. Come on, come through, title. Yes, honey. Hey, my sissies in the building. Elevate with Burn. Hey. Party music, DJ Aki. Party music, DJ Aki. Party music. Let's go. Hold, please. Thank you for sharing. The Art of 𝕊𝕦𝕢𝕣 Smith. Hello. Thank you so much for the happy belated wishes. Yes. I see y'all. I see y'all throwing those emojis in the house. I see you. All right. More people in the building. 6 babes in the building. Let's get it. Woo. Come on. Hey, 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 hey. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. We making that money, honey. Yes, indeed, baby. We making that money, honey. Come on, y'all. Welcome in, welcome in. I see y'all coming in. Hey, Venus November, welcome in, babes. All right. Woo, I see y'all coming in. Come on. Woo. Party music, party music, party music. I see you. Party music, party music, party music. I see you. Come on. Hey, 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 hey. From 2020, baby. Come on. Yes. Come on in. The water is fine. And so am I. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yes. Come on. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you're new, how do you do? My name is Shannon. This channel is called Brown Girl Bella, where I usually bring you lips, lashes, and luxury. We talk about all things luxury beauty, luxury lifestyle, the whole nine. But on Thursdays, honey, on Thursdays, we let our hair down, we unwind, wine, and have some wine or liquor if it's quicker, or water to quench your thirst. And why not? Water in a wine glass. Best of both worlds. All right. So some of y'all saw my title and was like, what is she going to be talking about tonight? I'm going to be talking about these celebrities because since I've been away, there's been so much going on. Oh, by the way, that behind me, the little sign behind me, that's my logo. One of my sorority sisters made me that and a bunch of other stuff. I'll show you later. So cute. So lots of stuff going on in the news, lots of breakups, lots of celebrity drama. And so I was just like, you know what? We gonna talk about this tonight. Because with only 2 months, it's only 2 months left in 2023. I can hardly believe it as I'm saying this to you, but I feel like time has been going by so fast. But we only have 2 months left. 2 months left in 2023. And I started thinking about all of the people that I've heard about who are broken up, whether it is a long-term relationship that broke up, or whether it is a marriage that broke up. So I started to think about it, but I was like, it'd be a safer bet to kind of list those who are still together rather than name all the ones who are not. So why I decided to do this is because this has been like something that has been brewing since 2020, right? If you think about it, 2022, the list of breakups got as high as 51. And I'm sure that I missed some. But 2022, we saw the breakup of Kendall Jenner and Devin Booker, Tom Brady and Giselle Bündchen, Leonardo DiCaprio and whatever, like 22-year-old he was dating, Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. Y'all remember that one? Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. I thought it was this year. It was 2022. And most shockingly of all, because this kind of broke my heart, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet. That was last year. So let's flip the script to this year and see all of these celebrity birthdays. Now, this is not all of them because clearly I would be here all night trying to do this, but I went back as far as like February 2023 to try to like get all of these in. And then we're going to fast forward to the ones of recent. So let me, hang on a second. I'm going to share my screen to you all as well. Hey, Kyle, welcome in. I see you. Welcome in. Right? 51, Vern. 51 last year. I think it's going to be higher this year. I really do think it's going to be higher this year. But we shall see. All right, let me share my screen. Here we go. All right, starting with these two. This is, oops, hang on. I start the slideshow. All right, so this is from October 2023. So this is Marion Morris and Ryan Hurd. They were Grammy winners. They initially met during a songwriting session, and hang on. And now they've filed for divorce after only 5 years of marriage, citing, of course, the all too famous irreconcilable differences as the reason for their breakup. Then this one was a shocker to me, but then not a shocker to me, but then a shocker to me. Jody Turner Smith and Joshua Jackson filed for divorce and also listed irreconcilable differences as the reason for their separation as of September 13th. She reportedly is asking for spousal support to be off the table for both of them. So she doesn't want it and she don't want to pay none either. Hello. Hey, Edna, I see you, boo. Welcome in. All right, let's go back. Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert. This one kind of broke my heart too, because I thought if anybody was going to stick it to the distance, it was going to be them two. Like, he kind of knows she's out there and she's a free spirit or what have you. And he seemed to be okay with that. So I'm not sure what happened here, but Tiana announced that she and Iman had ended their 10-year relationship on Instagram, saying in part that they are separated and have been separated for a while. Where have we heard that before? But we'll talk about that later. And she also goes in to say, to be 1000% clear, infidelity ain't one of the reasons for our departure. We are still the best of friends, great business partners, and one hell of a team when it comes to co-parenting our two beautiful children. Most importantly, we are a family, and in the 10 years together, 7 years married, we ain't ever played with or about that. Kudos to you, Tiana. Sad to see you guys break up, but glad you're going to stick it together for the kids. All right, Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Jackman. These two have been married for 3 decades. What happened? 3 decades together as husband and wife in a wonderful, loving marriage. Our journey now is shifting, and we have decided to separate to pursue our individual growth. They released that statement. I don't get it. They go on to say their family has been and will always be their highest priority. They undertake this next chapter with gratitude, love, and kindness. But we greatly appreciate your understanding and respecting our privacy as our family navigates this transition in all our lives. Wow. 3 decades. 3 decades. Yikes. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner. Excuse me. I always try to call her Sophia, but it's Sophie Turner. All right. So after days of speculation, in September 2023, they reported that Joe had officially filed legal documents ending his marriage to Sophie. Wah, wah. All right, these two I know nothing about, but apparently they're like Bravo celebrities in this show called Summer House. I don't know. I don't care, but they've ended their engagement. The two were set to get married next month in November, but Carl told Lindsay he couldn't move forward with the wedding. The breakup was filmed and will most likely play out in the next season of this Summer House. So I don't know. Is it for, ratings for Summer House? I don't know. I don't care. Just bring it to you in case you watch it. That's what happened. Moving on, Pete Davidson and Chase Suey Wonders. This is another one I could care less about, but they've ended their relationship. The details were sparse, but the source says that he's single again and he's out and about and doing really well. That means he's probably dating somebody else and it's not serious yet. You know how they are. All right, this one was a little strange because we saw Brittany, on the Instagrams playing with the supposedly fake knives and doing a little dance or whatever. But her and her husband, Sam Ashagari, have broken up. Now, apparently they had some kind of really, really bad argument involving cheating allegations. I didn't really care that much to dig into it because, Brittany needs to just get away from him. I never thought that coming right out of the heels of what she went through with her father and fighting for control of her money and blah, 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 that she really needed to up and marry this guy who to me kind of felt a little sleazy. So I'm kind of glad that these two have separated, but I hope that Brittany is getting what she needs to get back to a healthy mental state, because that's really what's important. But yeah, good riddance. This one too, heard about this cheating. So Natalie Portman and Benjamin Millepied have separated after 11 years of marriage. News of his affair came out and they were trying to work on their marriage, but currently they're not together. And that was as of August. So situation might have changed since then, but in August, she was like, no, I'm done. Sophia Bush and Grant Hughes. This is sad too because they are divorcing after just 13 months of marriage. I mean, come on, just a few weeks after celebrating their first wedding anniversary, they are done. And they were friends for 10 years and bonded during COVID and continue to run their nonprofit together and remain good friends, but just not married. So why get married in the first place? Y'all were friends for 10 years. Why not just continue to let that ride? That was so strange to me. But moving on. Caitlin Bristow and Jason Tartick. Now, this is another show that I do not watch. This is Bachelor Nation. And they announced their split, saying it was heartbreaking and sad to say goodbye. Woo, woo, woo. But our care and admiration for one another will never die. That's sweet. But really, we need more. We need more information. That was not enough information. But if y'all care. This one kind of shocked me though. Justin Trudeau and Sophie Grigor Trudeau. In a joint statement made by the Prime Minister's office, the former couple signed a legal agreement and ended their 18-year marriage. They have worked to ensure that all legal and ethical steps regarding their decision to split have been taken, and they'll continue to do so moving forward. Sad. BB Rexa and Kian Safarie. Now, this one here, again, he gave me bad vibes. BB confirmed the split mid-performance while she was in London, saying that she just went through a breakup, so she might get a little emotional while performing her song, so you need to help her out. Now, this one I kind of heard buzz about because apparently BB was sharing inappropriate texts from this ex, where he comments about her weight and, just making disparaging remarks about her. And it kind of caused fans to speculate that she ended things. So I'm kind of glad that she did, because if you're making disparaging remarks about your partner, you don't need to be there. Like, keep it classy and not be bothered. Yeah, he kind of gave me ill vibes too. Exactly. Bella, you need to do a fun outdoor video. I've got plenty of those, Kyle. Go check the archives. Hey, BDBGP is in the place to be. How you doing? Hey, Terry. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, so let's get back into the celebrity TTT. Tina Knowles and Richard Lawson. Hold, please. So this is another irreconcilable differences. She filed for divorce on July 26th, and all she listed was the date of separation and irreconcilable differences. Still to this day, we have no other details as of yet, but suffice it to say, she done. And I believe she went back to using her maiden name or Knowles. I forgot which one she went back to. I think she went back to using her maiden name. But I was really interested about this one, because from the way that she would talk about him while he was sitting there in the room, it felt to me very emasculating. Like, if you look back on some of the interviews where he's sitting with her, it kind of looks like she was running the show and he was getting sick of that. So I don't know if it was ego involved, and he's trying to say, well, as a man, like, I should lead and try to be strong, and she was just like, I'm not having it. Kind of gives me those vibes. Plus she does a beautiful resting bitch face. Like, nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. So even when she's smiling or smizing as she is here, she's giving me vibes like, don't F with me. I will mess you up. I will mess you up. Don't even. Oh, I hope she don't get back with Matthew. I hope not, Venus, because he was another one. Like, come on. After all those years of marriage, you were stepping out. Well, she was stepping out on him too, because quiet as kept, they trying to say that her and this one here have been dating since Beyonce was a teenager. Spill the tea, honey, spill the tea. And that he was enamored with her from long ago, and he at the time was married to Bianca Lawson's mom. Bianca Lawson is from Queen Sugar. She was with my handsome guy in the movie, in the show. They got married. They had a daughter together. They were raising her son. So sweet, so sweet. I love Queen Sugar. But he was fooling around on Bianca's mom with Tina. And Tina was like, look, old boy on stepped out on me, what have you. I'ma do me. I'ma do me. So I'm really like, they just give me bad vibes. Bad vibes. Wait a minute, I was just thinking of them. That part. She just need to be by herself. She don't need to be with no man because she feels like she can run the show. And hello, if my daughter was Beyonce and my other daughter was Solange and my son-in-law was Jay-Z and they're billionaires, I'm set for life. I ain't got to do nothing. I don't need no man. Yes, yes. Uh-huh. Tea, honey, the tea. He wasn't man enough to lay it down in the first place. Ah! Reminds me of that Tony Braxton song, right? He was a man enough for me, yeah. Yeah, no, Tina. I don't think she's gonna go back to Matthew. Why? Why would she? She's separate. She ain't got to do nothing else. She goes on her little speaking tours, get a little mad money, buy her some shoes, a little outfit, or whatever she want to do, and then get on back to what she wants to do. She goes to her daughter's show. She was at all the shows. Like, come on. And the daughter Kelly. Quietly though, that Kelly Rowland do look like hush. Let me hush. I'm starting no rumors. I don't want to get sued, y'all. I don't get sued. Allegedly. She looked like Matthew. Allegedly. July 2023. This is another two. I don't know who these people are, but they called off their engagement and they broke up after after more than 3 years together. I don't know. I don't care, but they're gone. Bella Hadid and Mark Kalman. This was interesting because they dated for 2 years. Bella was seen, out and about with him. But she was also seen a lot with her girlfriends. So I don't know if maybe that played a factor in it. The fact that she's always going out with her girls and not spending enough time with Mark. These men, they need TLC too. They act like they're all big and bad and whatever, but they know they need their woman at home, especially around this time, it's cuffing season, they want to be cuffed. So I was sad to see that she and him had split. But if you recall, right after this had happened, there were rumors milling about that Bella and Leonardo DiCaprio were cuddled up and spending some time together. So maybe that could be the reason too. Maybe she was out with her girls as a cover, but was really sneaking and creeping out with Leo. Who knows? This one is sad too, because I thought they were going to go the distance, but I should know better than to think that. So this is Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello. Now, they said they made a difficult decision to divorce as two people that love and care for one another very much. They want to ask for respect of their privacy as they navigate this new phase of our lives. Wonderful, wonderful. Hearts and kisses. And then what had happened was they started fighting over the damn dog. Now, Joe gave the dog to Sophia as a present Sophia was like, yeah, I'll take pictures on the gram with the dog, whatever. But she really wasn't invested in the dog. And the dog kind of liked Joe anyway. So he was spending more time with the dog than she was. So now they broke up. Joe's like, okay, let me take the dog. And Sophia was like, no, it's my dog. I need to keep my dog. They was fighting over the damn dog. Y'all, if y'all rich folks don't get a life, I can't possibly. Okay. This is one of those things where I'm going to say, maybe y'all should have stayed just dating and not gotten married, because they were dating longer than they were married and already heading for divorce. So she was spotted without her wedding ring, which tipped off everybody. And they said that, they tried to make things work, but ultimately they were just not a good fit. Yeah, I mean, Stevie Wonder could have seen this, that y'all not a good fit. It's just, y'all should have just stayed friends, date, and then, went your separate ways after that. There was no need for y'all to get married. And when y'all got married, I was like, side eye, that's going to end up not well. And it did. All right. Dominic Fick and Hunter Schafer. Now, Hunter is from Euphoria. And this is he's from Apple Music. Zane Lowe. I don't know. Dominic confirmed he's done being in relationships right now due to his struggle with codependency. And they're also filming Euphoria season 3 together. So he says he thinks it'll be fine, and they're all kind of adults. He's trying. But I can't help but get the feeling that this is a recipe for disaster. Reason being, if you are struggling with codependency, and we don't know what the codependency is, but Euphoria is a show about drugs, about excess drug use, about the lead character going through her struggles with drugs and addiction. So if you are yourself going through codependency issues, and then you're going to be in scenes with potentially your ex, that's not a good look. That's not a good look for your own mental health, stability, and well-being. It just doesn't feel like a good fit to me. I think it would be better if he focuses on his well-being and drops out of season 3. But, celeb's gonna celeb. You know how that go. Hold, please. Celebs are gonna celeb. All right. Adam Smith and Billy Porter. Damn. I remember when these two got together and got married. I was like, yes, Billy, yes. Sadly, in July 2023, the decision was made in an amicable and mutual way. After much consideration, they say they continue to love and support each other as they embark on this next chapter of their lives. There will be no further comment from either parties, and it would be appreciated if their privacy be respected, which always kills me. Like, why are you saying you would be appreciated if your privacy was respected? Like, we wouldn't have violated your privacy if you wasn't shouting it out from the rooftops in the beginning. More on that too later. I digress. Let me see what y'all chatting about. Oh, y'all ain't chatting about nothing. Okay. Let's continue then. Tigger and Avril Lavigne. This was a short-lived romance. I knew from the beginning when they got together, it was going to be over before a blink of an eye. And it is. No muss, no fuss. Taylor Swift and Maddie Healy. Now, this girl goes through more men than I go through shoes. And that's saying a lot. Currently, she's dating, what's his name? Jason Kelsey or whatever Kelsey. He played football. I don't follow football. I'm a girly girl. I don't care. However, what I will say about Miss Taylor is that she's not a keeper. She's a love 'em and leave 'em. Like, she plays it off like, I just really want to find love. I just want to. I'm like, when you go through so many men, and most of them, 9 times out of 10, end up breaking up badly. After a while, the problem starts to be, well, is it them or is it you? More on that later. Emma Watson and Brandon Green. I forgot those two were even dating. But they broke up around Christmas time, and then they got back together, and then they officially broke up in May 2023. I like Emma, though. And this one here looked like a deer caught in headlights. All right, Billie Eilish and Jesse Rutherford. They confirmed the split in May 2023. They remain good friends. They're a little wrapped up in a little blanket with their little pajamas on. She got the little Gucci sleep mask. So cute. Woo, 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 woo. Done. Jeremy Allen White and Addison Timlin. I was sad because Jeremy, I remember from the Showtime movie that Showtime series that I used to watch all the time. Forgot the name of it. Shameless. There you go. Shameless. So I remember Jeremy from Shameless. And I think Addison might have played on there once or twice, but they filed for divorce on May 11th. No statement, just I'm done. That's the way to do it. Don't ask me to respect your privacy. Don't do no statements. Just divorce and move on. Yes, that part. Brandon Jones and Serene Russell. Okay, another one I knew nothing about because I don't watch Bachelor in Paradise, but they announced the end of their engagement in a joint social media post. Womp womp. After many months today, we have ultimately decided to end our engagement. We have tried to work privately on our relationship, which has been incredibly challenging in the public eye. Oh, it has been so immensely hard to accept and painful that there is a lot of love between us and the blah, 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 whatever. Bye. Kevin Costner and his wife, Christine. 18 years of marriage and you gonna break up. It is with great sadness that circumstances beyond his control have transpired, which have resulted in Mr. Costner having to participate in a dissolution of marriage action. We ask that his, Christine, and their children's privacy be respected as they navigate this difficult time. I think that's the next buzzword. We're going to navigate this difficult time. Child, please. Divorce and be done. Enough. Pretty dress, though, by the way, Miss Kelly Flanagan and Peter Weber. They did another on again, off again. Apparently, these two go back and forth on a regular, so they might be back together at the time I'm saying this, but in April, they were off again. I don't know them. I don't care. Gigi Paris and Glenn Powell. They broke up. Apparently, they had been on the rocks since Top Gun had come out. Gigi was never happy with the long distance filming. And then when she came to Australia, they both decided to just break up for good. So, all right, no muss, no fuss. These two, I don't know about Halsey. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these celebs. But Halsey is seeking full custody of their child. The split with them is totally amicable, and they are co-parenting. They also provided insight into Halsey's decision to file for full physical custody, explaining that they just had to file that way because they're going on tour in the summer, and it's a formality so the singer can bring their son with them. Hold, please. I'm going to say this. I think for this couple right here, there was some kind of stuff going on that we're not privy to yet, but I think the stars are going to fall. The stars are going to fall on that one. And it's going to come out in a wash. It's going to be some stuff. I don't know. I'm just getting a vibe. Hey, Angelina, welcome in. Thank you for sharing me out. Never heard of them. Halsey is a famous singer, and I think Alex or Aliv, he is a musician. So he sometimes tours with her. This is going to be interesting. I don't know. All right, next one. Taylor Swift again. I told you she go through them. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Taylor Swift and Joe had dated for 6 years, so she kept him a little while longer than she usually keep the other ones. So the relationship apparently just ran its course. Joe had not been spotted at any of the shows, which kind of tipped off fans, which then had, everybody buzzing and speculating. So it's official as of May. Then a few months later, here she go with this one, and now she with the football player. Listen, Taylor be racking up the men, honey. She like, I'm a date. Elle Fanning and Max Minghella. They were together for 4 years, and she says, I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in love at first sight. Call me crazy, but I believe those things. I feel it's my destiny. And she opened up how she wants to have children one day. Wah, 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 wah. Wonderful. However, her and Max are now broken up. This one hit me hard too, because when Reese broke up with her first husband that they met when they were both like teenage actors, Ryan Phillippe, and they had those beautiful children together, I was like, oh my God. And then she met this guy, Tim Roth, and I believe he is like an agent or something. And I was like, interesting coupling. I don't think it's going to last long. And then they proved me wrong. They lasted nearly 12 years, but in March said that they have made the difficult decision to divorce. And yeah, respect their privacy too. Elijah Allen Blitz and Brie Larson. Brie Larson conjures up in my head. I don't really know her. I don't really know what she does. But again, why do I care? I don't care. I'm just reporting the news. She said, but I love what she said in an interview with Harper's Bazaar. She said, I don't have a next job. I don't have a home. I don't have a partner. I don't have a plan. I'm just completely open. Yeah, but you're also very rich. So you can have a next job, you can have a home, and you can probably get a partner too, because you're not bad looking. You can go out there and hook you a dude. It's cuffing season, sis. Go out there and date and mingle. Mix and mingle. Let it tingle. Let's do it. Ariana Madix and Tom Sandoval. The only reason why I know this is because of the Sandoval scandal. and how they kept playing this out, playing this out, playing this out at nauseum. I don't watch Vanderpump Rules. I try not to fill my head with a lot of mindless TV as much as I can. And so I'm not really plugged into all the Real Housewives. I watch Atlanta every now and then. But other than that, I'm not really trying to fill my head with all of that. So Vanderpump Rules, I know of it because I know she was a housewife of somewhere. But housewife of somewhere. She's a housewife of somewhere. And I remember her name. And then I remember she had this spinoff. And then these two got together. I'm going to tell you one thing, though. This dress, hated it. Hated it. And I'm using the term dress very, very loosely because this right here is like a see-through thing that you would get on the beach somewhere or in Miami, like you're going for drinks or whatever after you took a dip in the pool. Like this is not for the MTV Movie Awards. Yeah, no, sis, that was a bad look. I don't know who your stylist was for that, but you need to go all your money back, sis. All of it, every last dime. Avril Lavigne and Mod Sun. I don't know who a Mod Sun is. I do know Avril Lavigne is a singer. But back in February, she broke up with this dude. And then her and Tigger got together shortly thereafter. And now her and Tigger are done. So is she following the Taylor Swift mode of love him and leave him? Let's find out. Eddie Benjamin and Maddie Ziegler. Anybody know who the hell these people are? Who are these people? Who are these people? Who are these people, Harpo? I don't know, but they broke up. Camila Cabello and Austin Kevich. I know Camila. Don't know Austin. He's apparently the CEO of the Locks Club newsletter. Don't know what that is. But they broke up. They found it difficult to balance their very busy careers and their love. Girl, if you really love your dude, you'll make it work. You'll find a way. But that part, you didn't. Maisie Williams and Ruben Selby. Anybody who does matching makeup with me, sip. Yeah, I'm just going to say, I don't think he was that into you, sis. And we're going to keep that pushing. So those were the breakups putting us to today. Is that my TT in the building? Yes, this is my TT in the building. I love you, TT. I hope you are well. I know you suffered a lot of loss. So I'm giving you cyber hugs and prayers. Babes, 7 babes in the building. Let's get it. Hold please just 1 second because I need to plug in my laptop before it dies. I don't want it to die before I talk about the biggest breakups to come lately. Let's talk about it. We will right after these commercial messages.
Hold please. Hold please. Hold please. please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please.
All right, before we get into the star of the show, let me see who is out here first. Hang on 1 second. All right, making sure we get popping. Oh, y'all giving my baby love. I know, TT. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Yes. Hey, Wellness. How are you? I don't want my man to be matching makeup with me. That part. If there's one person who's gonna be wearing makeup in this relationship, it's gonna be me. Okay. Okay. That part. I love you more. I love you more. Y'all give my TT some cyber love. Yes, cyber hug, cyber love. You love that piano breakdown, girl. I know. Oh, please. Hey, ARAR Vlogs. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. Guys, I don't have to tell you, right? But I'm going to tell you, right? If you're not subscribed to me, please consider doing so and hit that subscribe button. And then don't forget to tap that notification bell so you're notified each and every time I go live, post, do all the things, honey. Do all the things. For my members of the Bella Brigade, you know how we do. We had the Freebie Fridays. We're going to have some new stuff rolling starting in October, baby. October. We about to do it, honey. And if you're not yet subscribed to the Bella Brigade, I'm going to tell you right now, you're missing out. You're missing out. Freebie Fridays, all you need to do is pay for the shipping and handling. And whatever I put up as a post, if you can grab it, because it goes like hotcakes, it's yours, baby. All you got to do is pay the shipping and handling. I don't see any of the transactions. It goes right to the people that I'm posting for, and you get great products. I can tell you from personal experience because I grab as many as I can. The last one that I grabbed from Freebie Fridays was the Unite Booster Plus. Can I tell y'all, I am, I'm a woman of a particular age, I've lived, honey. I've lived. So my hair is starting to change a little bit. It's starting to lose its thickness, lose its elasticity. So I need a little help. You girl need a little help. I pulled my hair back into a bun, but like it's challenging. It's been challenging, but I still got hang time, baby. Let's be clear. Girl, I'm still got hang time. But however, I needed to revitalize my hair. I needed to give it a little bit more thickness. And so I got these Unite Booster Plus. It's a hair serum. And I've been putting this on my hair in the morning and in the afternoon. Morning and evening, because afternoon I'm working. So morning and evening. And what I do, it's liquid drops. And I literally fill up my tube, about that much. I put it in the spots where I feel like I need a little bit more help, where it's thinning. And then I massage it in and just let it go. I've been doing a lot of protective styles. I've been braiding my hair up, putting like magic hair on. You guys know every now and then I like to dabble in magic hair. That's like wigs and things. So I've been doing that and putting my natural hair just back, braid it, pull it back. And I am starting to already see a difference after 2 weeks. So I'm going to, finish this bottle and I'm going to let you know this is not sponsored by them. This is just a consumer who went on for Freebie Fridays because I share it with you. I also do it myself. And I got this and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is it. Unite Booster Plus hair serum. Every Friday around 1 p.m. Eastern, I post it. And if you're, in the mood and you're so inclined, shipping and handling is usually about $12, $13. And it's money well spent because I have gotten so many great products that I am still currently using. I got a new serum for my eyelashes. That has been working, honey. Oh, zoom in. Oh yeah, look at the green eyeshadow too. But these lashes, honey, all me. That part. But I have really been seeing efficacy in the products that I'm getting. So all that to say, if you're not subscribed and you're not a member of the Bella Brigade, you missing out on these good products, baby. I ain't telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. And I know a lot. That part. So yeah, and don't forget to thumbs up, like this thing. And if you can't share it out, why not? Share it, baby. Sharing is caring. Yes, don't forget to hit that like button. Where your baby Dream at? Downstairs, Cleta. She downstairs in her own room. I had her up here mostly all day while I got settled. And I was in 2 sorority meetings, committee meetings back to back. And that last one, she was like running around all over the place. She jumped up on the couch that I have here and she was like trying to walk all over my laptop. I was like, okay, when this call is done, you going downstairs. You going downstairs. Can you believe Dream is going to be 1 year old next month? It's been a year. She's been alive for 1 year. I can hardly believe it. But yeah. Full speed. I love it. Full speed in the business. Congrats, Terry. 8 babes in the building. Glad to see you. Oh my goodness, Tata Boy Chavez. Hello. Welcome in. It's so good to see you. Yes, honey, it's water in a wine glass. Can a girl have water in a wine glass? Yes, honey. Yes. Hit that thumbs up button. Absolutely. And share it out. Sharing is caring. All right. Let's get to it. Before we begin, I had to do one more because this was some Fraggle Naggle. And if you don't know what Fraggle Naggle is, ask me later. This right here. All right, let's get into it. So I think it's been 2 months now. This bomb was dropped on us. Jeezy went up to the Atlanta courthouse and he filed for divorce from M.I.A. And I'm sure Jeannie now was like, what? Because I know I was like, well, what? What happened? Just in June, she was, or was it July? Either June or July, she was gushing with a copy of his book about how, her man just wrote this book and they're so proud of him, her and baby Monaco. And it was just all the hearts and flowers, right? And then not a few weeks later, here he go. Here he go. Filing for divorce. And now he want to release a statement. Like to hear, here you go. Jeezy said, the decision to end this chapter in my life was not made impulsively and comes with a heavy heart. Despite this, my love and respect for Jeannie remains, and the time we spent together holds a cherished place in my heart. Our beautiful daughter is the best gift from our relationship, and I am committed to assuring she feels the love and stability she deserves. During this period, here we go, I kindly request that you respect our family's privacy as we focus on the healing. Man, listen. First of all, this was some craziness. But I say that to say this. As we now move into the next story, hey, 10 babies in the building, I see y'all. As we move now into the next phase of the building, his name is Jeezy. Yeah, they call him Jeezy, but his real name is I think it's Jason Jenkins. Yeah, but he's from Jenkins. He's from the Jenkins family, the Jenkins them. And she changed her name in the whole nine. She changed not only her name, she changed her whole way of being for this man. She was adamant that she did not want kids, right? She was in a whole other relationship with her husband, and I believe they were married for like 10 years. And she was adamant with him. She did not want kids. And that was the reason why their marriage broke up, because she did not want kids. Fast forward, she meet Jeezy, and now it's like, oh yeah, I want a baby. He's gonna put a bun in here, and he's gonna do that. And it was like a whole 360, like her personality completely flipped. Now, we're going to dive into this a little bit because, like I said, some of y'all out here clowning on Jada and what she did and how she did it. But some of y'all men are Jadas too. And Jeezy is a Jada. I'm going to stand firm on that. Jeezy is a Jada. I'm going to get into the reasons why. We gonna talk about it. Hey, Ray of Sunshine, I see you, babes. Welcome in. You didn't know? No, I don't think it was. You know what? I'm gonna take that back. It might have been a hoops baby. But she welcomed that oops with open arms. Whereas with her husband of 10 years, she didn't want no parts. She didn't want no parts of a baby, nothing. So, how does a man make you change your whole stance that you have been adamant about for decades? Not just with your husband, but in the previous years before that, I remember her saying on news interviews she didn't want to have kids. She didn't think that she had the mothering instinct or the mothering or the nurturingness to be a mom. Now I applaud her for that, because if she feels like Tara's laughing, if she feels like she is not equipped to be a mother, then you absolutely should not be, because there's tons of mothers in here in this world, I had to pause and catch myself for a second. There are tons of women who had children who absolutely should never have been a mother. They should have never had children because of the way that they treat their child. I'm going to get into that too in a minute. But first, hi, Mr. Wise. Welcome in. Yes, long time no see. Welcome in. And shout out to the 10 babes in the building. I see y'all. Even if y'all not answering and talking, I see y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let's get into it. Hang on. Hold, please. Oh, Red Sunshine say hi. Okay. So the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom says, 1, because he's Black and his genes are scrumptious. 2, he's wealthier than her first husband and won't need her money. I get that. I understand that in the hindsight of things. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to stand firm on this. I think Jeannie, in her heart of hearts, really loved this man. I think she really and truly thought she found her soulmate in Jeezy. The problem is Jeezy, he was not ready. He was not ready. He talked a good game. And he could talk a good, he's a snowman. He's a snowman. He could talk the game, he could talk the talk. The problem is she fell for the okie doke. She thought she was coming in to this relationship with a whole healed human being. He is not a whole healed human being. He was not. This man got on the Tamron Hall show and said he has been depressed for the last 8 years of his life. To the point where he's like, I don't even want to get out of bed. I don't even want to do nothing. If you are that depressed, why are you getting in a relationship? Why are you courting this young lady who's already trying to deal with her own process of healing? She hadn't talked to her mother in 8 years because of a situation that happened with a family friend where she was sexually violated by this person that her mom had chosen this person to babysit her, and she was violated. And so she's not altogether healed. So in that person, and this is a telling point, because this goes to show why she thought the way she thought, that she should not have children. Because if her own mom couldn't protect her at that point, then how is she going to be a good mother to her children with that as a role model for motherhood? I get it. Shout out to the 12 babes in the building. Oh my Lord. Okay, Angelina. No, he's not the snowman because he liked the colds in the winter. He's the snowman because he used to move powder, white, cocaine. Okay? He used to be a drug dealer. That's why they call him the snowman. Living babes in the building. Hey. All right. Listen, yeah, mama line something. Listen, a lot of moms in those days are something else. But here's the thing. Why I say some of y'all are Jadas too. I have been doing a lot of extensive research before I came on the show and did this show. I watched the 2-hour special that she did on YouTube with this guy called Jay. Now, I think Jay is like a therapist. They have been, talking for a long time. She knows him. She's comfortable with him, blah, blah, blah. And he's interviewed other famous celebrities before as well. He has a very nice, easygoing style about him that makes it comfortable for celebrities like her to open up. Prior to that, she did a interview on the Today Show with 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕟𝕤. I watched that as well. That was not as informative for me as what she did on YouTube with Jay. I think her interview with him was the realest I've ever saw Jada. Before I dive into this even further, I want to kind of set the stage and kind of talk about it. Angelina, don't crack me up. I'm sorry, Mamacita. You don't know that terminology? You live in Chicago. You don't know when people say cocalina, you don't know what that means? Ay, fue. All right, listen. Before I dive into this any further, let me just set the record straight on a few things about Jada. So, from my own personal experience, Jada and I, and especially after watching her interview with this guy Jay on YouTube, which I'm going to find the interview and I'm going to put it in the description box, because I invite you all. You got 2 hours to kill. It's insightful though, and it will clue you into a little bit of her mentality too, if you watch it. If you care, if you don't, I'm going to leave the link. Decide for yourself. Here's the thing though with Jada. Jada and I've always thought of Jada as a kindred spirit to me. Reason being, we're both Virgos. We're literally one day apart. And we both have similar backgrounds. And I'm going to leave it there because I'm not ready to share my story on that, even though we're both Virgos. I'm a little bit more reserved and private about my life than she is. Maybe if I had a book or write a book, I would be a little bit more open. I'm not sure. I dabble, like I waffle on that. Like, should I write a book? Should I not write a book? I don't know. I'm not ready. I personally don't think I'm ready to write a book. But I will say this. We're both Virgos, born a day apart. People in our lives as a love that were Libras. Will Smith is a Libra. We're both members of the same sorority. And fun fact, she was initiated as an honorary during the same time that I was initiated as a member of my sorority. The plot thickens. Let's dive in a little more. Willow and my daughter, it's my baby. Willow and my child, we were both pregnant at the same time. Who knew? So when it comes to like her life, and especially after watching this special, I was like, I get it. And that's why I implore you, if you have the time, it's 2 hours, but listen, if you're curious and you want to know, watch the show. I feel like this has already been bubbling in the surface underneath for her, and she needed to let it out. Lover, hater, call the villain, whatever you want. I will tell you, as a Virgo, and I don't know if y'all get into astrology or whatever, we can have a whole other discussion on that, because I feel like, to me, because my mom was very into it, I then became into it, because, she would always be, oh, man, you're a typical Virgo, you did da 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 da. Oh, yeah, you acting like a Virgo. Da, 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 da. I do feel like the divine, whoever you believe in, God, the divine, the Holy Spirit, whoever is up there that you believe in, I feel like he assigned us different births times, right? You were born at your time. I was born at my time. Under this time period, it is the sign of whoever. And I feel like the person you are, and because of the sign you're under, you start to exhibit those characteristics of that sign. And I feel like for Virgos, we're like a shell, right? Like a clam shell. It takes a lot for us to open up our shell and share. It does. It takes a lot. And if you watch this, you will see her say numerous times that she did not want to write this book. I believe that. I believe in her heart of hearts, she didn't want to write the book, but I felt like she needed to write the book. And that's what propelled her to write it. Like, she felt like she needed to say something. And without giving it all away, I'm gonna tell you, she revealed some things that I was like, I get it. I get why that was the catalyst for then what spiraled next. I haven't read the book though, and I will tell you, whenever there's a celebrity who writes a book, who writes a memoir, whatever, there's always going to be salacious news. There's always going to be some highlight, some buzzword, something that then catapults that book, because they're trying to sell that mother. So of course, me being a marketer, I do understand that. Me understanding the cog that needs to be oiled, she needs to do this. She needs to put those buzzwords out there so that you can buy this damn book. But I'm going to tell you a couple of things that you may or may not have known about Jada that will give you a little insight into why this book needed to be written and why she kind of is the way that she is. Not making an excuse for her at all, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm not the Jada Pinkett Smith savior. And if you thought that that's what this was all about, it's not. What I'm trying to tell you is this is not new. This can happen to anybody. This has happened to Jada Pinkett Smith. This has happened to Jeezy. This has happened to, in a little bit of ways, Gabrielle Union. There's been a lot of Lori Harvey. There's been a lot of this in Jada. There's been a lot of this nuance, these things that have come to light, that if you shine a light bulb on those people that I just mentioned, you will find they had similar characteristics as well. I'm not telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know, based on the fact that they also have memoirs and they also had similar themes that bubbled up to the surface. So, did you know both Jada's father and mother were both addicted to drugs? Did you know that Jada's father told her that he cannot be a father to her? He had no capacity to be a father to her. Hey, Love and Live. I see you came in here. Welcome in. So sorry. You know, I'm on my thing. And sometimes I'm like a thoroughbred. I'm like focused. And I feel like when you grow up in a broken home where not just one, but both of your parents are drug addicts, that weighs heavy on a child. That weighs heavy on a child. Imagine, and I think she said she was 7 years old when her father told her this. He cannot be a father to her. Put yourself in that child's shoes at 7, and your parent telling you she cannot be a father to you. That's what her father said to her. Now, I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. There are people in this world who absolutely should not have been mothers. I'm going to amend that to say there are people in this world who absolutely should not have been fathers. There are ways to protect yourself from that. People just don't do it. Future. Future. 11 kids. But you can't be a partner to any of the mothers of your children. I got a problem with that. You got 11 children, but you can't be a partner to any of these women. So they're good enough for you to lay down with. They're good enough for you to run up in raw and not protect yourself so that you don't have children. But they're not good enough for you to be a partner with them. But yet you want to throw the women under the bus, right? Okay. Let's continue. Jada had a good friend in Tupac. But I think she felt guilty because at the time of his death, they hadn't spoken in over a year. You know, I have my own thing with death, not a personal friend, but my child. And the one thing that I continue to hold on to is that before my child passed, I told her I loved her. And I always did that to both my children. Before they hang up the phone, before we leave each other, at the end of the night, I always say, I love you. I love you. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I didn't grow up with that. My father said it. My grandmother sometimes said it. My mother never said it. I've been in this world for a long time. I've lived, honey. I've lived. I can't point to one time where my mother said, I love you, Shannon. Never. Not once. When you grow up with that, and Jada grew up with that, that's a hard thing for a child. Because at the end of the day, we all want to be loved, right? We all want to be cherished. We all want to be protected. We all want to be nourished. When you don't have that, how do you then be in a relationship with someone and love them? How do you display that? How does that work? How does intimacy work when, as a child, when you have your basic needs, they're not being met because you can't say that. You can't say that. That's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow for anyone, but especially for someone who grew up with two addicted parents. Two addicted parents for years. That's hard. That's hard. And it's hard for a Virgo anyway to kind of show emotion, but especially when you weren't taught that as a parent. I mean, as a child by your parents. For me, it became a catalyst for me because I didn't want children either. I'm gonna, be honest and open with that. I didn't want children when I was a teenager. I was adamant. I don't want kids. I don't want kids because I didn't grow up with that nurturing. Yes, I had it from my dad. Yes, I had it from my grandmother. I didn't have it from the person who gave me life, that birthed me. I didn't have that. So I was like, so how can I be a good mother having this as the example? I don't know how that's going to be possible. And so I said, nah, maybe it's not for me. The catalyst to that is when you meet somebody that you think that, okay, maybe, going back to Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, she thought she met that person in Jeezy because his representative showed up and said all the right things and made all the right moves. And even from the beginning, I remember her talking about them dating and how they stayed up talking all night at the first time that they had an interaction. And they stayed up all night just talking. And how he was like, I don't want this night to end. I really loved and enjoyed talking with you. That part. You got drawn in, Jeannie. And I get that. Because she's also coming from brokenness, right? She's also coming from, hurt feelings and long festering wounds that have not fully healed. And then the demons of her life and her childhood came into play. And it's not just her demons, it's Jeezy's demons too. And I remember she said in somebody's interview how, she has anger issues. Yeah, I have anger issues too. When I'm telling my mother something and my mother is vehemently denying my truth, I'm telling you what happened to me from this person that you put in my life to protect me, saying that he did not do that. He did not do that for her. And instead of saying, hey, I believe you, I'm gonna take you, I'm gonna nurture you now, I'm gonna protect you even more. I'm so sorry this happened to you. She never did any of that. Her mother never did any of that. For 8 years of her life, she never acknowledged Jeannie's hurt. You understand how much anger there has to be? There has to be. Number 8 is symbolic. Because I told you in the beginning, when we were talking about Jeezy, he was depressed for 8 years. Clinically depressed, not diagnosed, but depressed for 8 years to the point where he did not want to get out of bed. But then these two hurt people think that they're healed, think that they're fully developed, think that they're ready to be in a relationship. They meet, they get into this relationship, they have this child, they get married, all the things, but they did not do the work that it took to heal themselves before they got together. So now guess what? He's clinically depressed. She's angry because he's probably withdrawing and not, focusing on her and her needs and all of that stuff. They were living apart. She's yep. And she admits, I was angry. I have anger issues. So if you have anger issues and you're dealing with someone who's clinically depressed, guess what he's going to be? Angry, depressed, more withdrawn, more sullen, more not willing to talk about the issues at hand. That is what happens when two hurt people get together. And I ain't telling you what I think of, telling you what I know. When the person is not fully healed, not fully developed as a person, this is what happens. This is what you get. This is what happens. Let's go on back to Jada. So Jada also says that she too was depressed. She said, she had a good friend in Tupac. Like I said, they hadn't spoken in over a year. And that she does know that she has a good man in Will. And she wants to be good for him as well. But she cannot get past the demons of her life and her childhood. And I get that. And I think when it comes to Tupac also, and I forgot to make this clear, I think that when you have a friend, and I believe her when she says there's no romantic thing between her. I had a relationship with a guy of the opposite sex. We never had any kind of dealings. None. I never kissed this guy. I hugged him, but there was no romantic sparks. There was no like, ooh, maybe. Nothing. Like I felt nothing but friendship towards him. He, to me, was like a brother. And I think for me, he felt like I was his sister. He's even the godfather of my first child. We never had that kind of thing. But, life happens. We grow apart. He's got married, had a child, We, went our separate ways or whatever. And so we haven't really spoken. If he were not to be here in the world, that would mess with me because we shared such a nice friendship, a deep friendship and understanding for decades, right? This girl grew up with Tupac. They were in high school together. He moved out to California. She moved out to California. They went and got together in California and became even closer. They did, music videos together. They were friends. They were good friends. And even, the point when he went to jail, she writes about that and how, she wrote him and she went to visit him and he was like, marry me. And it was not marry me in the sense that, we have a romantic love, marry me. As she talks about it in this interview, she says, it was like he was trying to tether to something because he was spiraling out of control. I get that. He's in jail. He's isolated from everyone. He is accused of something that he feels he did not do. And everybody that he knows has kind of abandoned him. So he needs to feel tethered to something or someone. And for him, it was Jada. It was his good friend from B.A.D. They hung out together. They rode together, whatever. So he felt, okay, if I marry her, then I have some connection to the outside. I have somebody who cares about me, who loves me. And her answer to all of that was, I will love you regardless. I get it. When a Virgo is in it with somebody, we're in it. Even if we have like no more romantic feelings for them, or if we were in a relationship and we're out of a relationship with them, you still want the best for them. right? Even though you're not in a relationship with them any longer, you still want the best for them. I get that. I get that. And I get that she wanted to be for Tupac his bomb. But here's where the rubber meets the road for me and for a lot of people. Because I think at this point, she is romanticizing the friendship. She is wishful and projects that wishfulness of the fact that we were so close and we were so this and we were so that. Yeah, they might have been close. But remember, she also says they hadn't spoken for a year. I haven't read the books. I don't know why they haven't spoken for a year, but that's pretty telling. If you have not spoken to somebody for a year, but yet you still talk about them all the time to the point where you're like telling your kids to write letters to him in prison, like there's something off here. There's something off here. And I think what happened is that she felt guilty. She felt guilty because she hadn't spoken to him in a year. He's now gone, so she has no opportunity to ever speak to him again. And that opportunity is gone. And I think that for her, she's having a hard time processing, still to this day, that her friend is no longer here. And she can't really quantify that in words, I don't think. And I think when it comes to Will, like I was telling somebody recently, like one of my movies, whenever I think about relationships or whatever, I think about this movie called Lackawanna Blues. Lackawanna Blues was about this woman who took in this orphan who came to like her rooming house, and she knew his parents, but the parents couldn't care for him. Mother didn't know how to be a mother. Father didn't know how to be really a father. And so she took him on and kind of adopted him. And she was talking to someone who was like commentating on her relationship with her man. And to paraphrase it a little bit, she was like, sometimes relationships are about that man and that woman. And you never know fully what goes on with that man and that woman, right? But you always speculate based on what you hear in the streets. So maybe, she said something about, him or whatever to our girlfriend or to our parents or what have you. But you don't know the full story. You know what she said, or vice versa. Maybe he's out there talking to his bros or talking to his family, and you only know his side. But what goes on in a relationship between a man and a woman is between that man and that woman. You don't know the ins and outs. You don't know why. Well, maybe we will in the book. Chances are we'll only know a snippet, what she wants us to say. I think that they had a coming to a head point because he was out here doing what he do. She was out there doing what she do. And it came to a head. And so whatever that head came to, I can say that he didn't like it and she ain't like it. Whatever that was, they ain't like it. So in 2026, he was like, enough of this. She was like, enough of this. I'm going to go here. You're going to go there. Divorce was not an option for them. They had said that from the beginning. They were never going to get divorced, no matter what happens. I applaud that too, because in this day and age, as you saw, Last year, 51 people divorced, celebrities. This year is probably going to be even more than that. Divorce is something that just go in the air. Go in the air. Somebody said recently, women love to break up. I don't know if women love to break up. I do know that that is the easy way out. That's the easy way out, right? Because then you ain't got to think about it. Just break up. Now I got to talk about it no more. We ain't got to argue about it no more. It's done. It's done. Boof. What's harder is to stay in it and work through it. That takes skill. That takes time. That takes patience. And people don't have the patience for that nowadays. Everybody wants the easy way. Let's just break up. Let's just divorce. Let's just, because it's done. You sign a piece of paper, it's done. I tell you, for somebody who has been a divorcee, I struggled with that piece because we also did the Will and Jada thing. We're never going to break up. But I was like, at my core, although I didn't want to quit, I was like, I can't, in all honesty, look at you the same way and respect you. And that's big for me. Respect is big for me. If I can't respect you, that's the beginning of the end. There's nothing else we can do to repair that. I love you. Like if you were on fire, I'd throw some water on you. I don't respect you. Like you have lost my respect. You lost my respect at the beginning of the end. Quitters never win and winners never quit. Yeah, but sometimes gotta call it how you see it. It's hard work. It's hard to work. Yeah. It's easy to quit, yes, and hard to work. I agree, Sharon. I agree. Don't forget Tupac got around back. That's one of my favorite songs. I get around. Tupac was busy with someone else, I think actually engaged. Yeah. Tupac did not want Jada. Because if he did, he'd have her. That's just how he was. He was very charismatic. If he wanted Jada, he'd be in with her. I don't think he did. I think he kept her in the friend zone. Now, she's saying, oh, that was me. Like, we both mutually was like, yeah, we can't date each other. Yeah, all right, sis. I think if he had pressed it, you would have been willing. That's my thing. That's my opinion. Do you think that something went down between Jada and Tupac when Tupac was alive for her to have feelings that she has for him? No, I think it's guilt. I think she feels guilty that whatever had happened between her and Tupac, she wasn't able to resolve it before he died. So, excuse me, instead of dealing with that emotion and going through that and working through that, she's romanticizing the relationship and telling us, all of these things that Tupac was and how they, talked, and he also had alopecia like she had. I'm like, girl, you doing too much. You saying too much. Like, I just feel like she's romanticizing it and thinking of things because she feels this tremendous guilt for not being in his life when he died. My opinion. Dude, Ray Sunshine says, bless you, Virgo hearts. You can't give what you don't have. You absolutely can't. But a Virgo will go down in flames trying to give it. Even though we know this Negro don't deserve it. We know this Negro don't deserve it. We still trying. We still gonna try. We still gonna try. Unless, like I said, we're just like, I don't lost all respect for you. Like, I don't even, who hell are you? Like, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, let me see what else y'all talking about. Discipline and communication. Woo, that's big. That's big. Because again, this is something that you have to be either taught as a child or learn as you go. And for a lot of people, they're baked in their own ways. They're baked in their own belief system. And it's hard to change from that. It's hard to discipline yourself to think and act a different way. It's much more easy to just say, all right, well, you don't love me as I am. Psh, deuces. Chuck it up and get out. Love and light to you too, Burns. Thank you for coming. Spread love and light. I love that. Word on the street was that Tupac one that left eye. Not you know some word on the street, Angelina. What you talking? Could very well be. That would have been an interesting couple, though. Tupac and Left Eye. Would have been an interesting couple. But yeah, no, he did not want Jada. I firmly believe she said it in this interview. She said that there was no sparks. I believe it. Seeing them two together, I didn't think there was any sparks. I think that there was a deep friendship because they grew up in the same town. They probably kicked it and they were friends. But I don't feel like Tupac was the love of her life and a burning love. I think she is reeling in guilt and sadness for the loss of her friend. She doesn't know how to compartmentalize that and where to put those feelings. So it's easier to romanticize them and make them grandiose and bigger than life. I don't think it was that way. Hey, Lambro Drew. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. I'm glad you loved the conversation. Thank you. Red Sunshine giving a purple heart. Thank you, babes. Welcome in. Welcome in. 100%. Sometimes you have to humble yourself and change. That's big. That's big for a Virgo. I'm going to tell you, humble myself. That's like telling me to give up my shoes. Like, how does that happen? How does that happen? How does one give that? Especially when you have these two big egos, right? She was in a hit show. He was in a hit show. She was in hit movies. He was in hit movies. She was like, okay, I'm pregnant. We're going to do this. We're going to get married, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be a homebody. I'm going to do this. He was like, I need to be the biggest action star, movie star that is, because I need to, shield my home and my family with money, and I need to make sure we all straight, blah, 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 blah. That's how Libras act. They're very focused on, maintaining this sense of security, right? This balance. In order to get this security, I need to work more. That's how it balances out. If I'm not working, I'm not securing the base for my family. And that is hard for a Libra to do. And getting back to the signs for just one brief minute. I know some of y'all say, sign. But like I said, I believe that when you are born under whatever sign you are, there are certain characteristics that you do exhibit of that sign. Not saying all of them. And I've met tons of people that were like, oh, I'm a Virgo too. And I was like, really? Mm, mm, Virgo? I don't see it. And conversely, I've seen people who are other signs, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I believe that you're that sign. Absolutely. Like you check every box. Every characteristic that they say your sign is, that's you. That's it. And so again, like I got this, from my mom who was very heavy into this, and she may still be. But as I was growing up, she was like, "Oh yeah, this you're a Virgo because you do da 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 da." I'm like, I don't know. I just like doing this. Like, I don't know why. This is just me. But as you come to understand yourself, and again, as an adult, I look back and I look at the sign, I look at, what they say the characteristics are, and I'm like, yeah, well, I check a lot of those boxes. I get it. So I understand myself. And I understand that, yeah, there are probably things that I need to change about myself. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. um, but everybody's on a particular journey. And I think for Jada, for Jeezy, for a lot of these celebrities out there, I think when you have all this adoration around you and all of this attention and eyes on you, like everything they do, it's like Will and Jada, Will and Jada, Will and Jada, da da da, open marriage, this and that, da 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 da. They're in a fishbowl, and everything that they do is for public consumption. So after a while of dealing with all of that for years, for decades, how are they then supposed to break that cycle and not talk? Now, the conversation that I had recently when this all kind of came to a head was the whole August Alsina scandal. And for the life of me, that's the one thing that I can't calculate in my head, like why that even happened. Because one, he was a friend of Jaden, her son's, meaning they were comparable in age to the fact that they were friends. Why would you even put yourself in a position where you're having romantic feelings about your son's friend, let alone even act on those? I don't have a solve for that. I don't have a rationale for how that even came about. Two, this young man is very emotionally disturbed, right? We know this. I find it hard to rectify that in my head that this young man is suffering. And instead of nurturing him and getting him the help that he needs and making sure that he is loved and cared for in a nurturing way, you had what she call it? What the hell she call that? Entanglement. You had an entanglement with this dude who's emotionally unstable and who's a friend of your son. I don't know how that happens, sis. How does that happen? That one you on your own, sis. That one you on your own. That to me is so insinuous. Like, how does that happen? How do you get into a relationship with somebody who's your whole son's friend, who is fragile and needed you to be there in a nurturing and loving way? That's a sick individual. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that happens. Yeah, humbleness is big. I love tapping in. Tap, tap, tap in. I love it. Thank you so much, Lambo. When can we hear your story, Bella? We heard so much of Jada's story, but I want to hear your story. I don't know when you're gonna hear my story. Not today. Not today. Maybe one day. It's like I said, it's hard to open up about that. Like I've shared a lot on this channel in the 6 years I've been on here. I've shared a lot. I've shared more than I thought I would ever share. Like this was supposed to be just makeup and teaching you guys different things. And I find that as I'm doing this, because to me and for me, makeup is a form of therapy for me, that I find myself being open enough to share things with you and to you that I would not ordinarily if I like saw you in the street and we were talking. It's a lot. Maybe it's the platform, maybe it's the way and the style that I have, and maybe it is the fact that, I feel like you're more than subscribers to me. I never call you guys subscribers. You're all my babes. You're all my brigade. And I feel a closeness to you all because of that, that I feel free enough to share certain things. But I will tell you, it is hard for me personally to open up in that way and share these things. Like I talked in the beginning about writing a book and if I would ever write a book. And I struggle with that because while my mother is still living, I don't feel that I could write and be as honest and as real as I should be and can be and need to be while she's still alive. I don't feel that way. And especially because my son is very, very close to his grandmother. I don't feel that that would be beneficial for his emotional development and growth, to hear things that I would say that, quite frankly, would probably change his viewpoint. I don't want to do that. I don't think I could do that. And truthfully, I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready to do that. Because it's opening up a Pandora's box of feelings that I have kept so stuffed that I'm a little uneasy to even share. Yeah, whole mindset change. I get it. I get it. I'm an Aries, a big one. My dad was an Aries, and I'll tell you, I don't think I have to look more into Aries because my best friend that I grew up with was an Aries, and my dad was an Aries. two very different Aries. My best friend is a March Aries. My dad was an April Aries, which I'm told, like Virgos, uh, August Virgos, September Virgos, two different Virgos. Like I can pretty much know after talking with another Virgo if they're August or September Virgo. We can get into that later. It's too late now, but I can tell. But getting back to the signs and what I was saying earlier about some people, yeah, you can absolutely tell they're that sign when they tell you, like, what sign are you? And they say, oh, I'm da da da. Yep. It all kind of crystallizes. With my dad, I'm gonna tell you, if he told me his sign, I don't think I would equate typical Aries with him, except for the fact that he was brilliant. I don't know if they say Aries are brilliant, but he had a brilliant mind, smart, like encyclopedia smart. Like things that he said, like to this day, when I repeat them, I'm like, damn, my father was light years ahead of time in some of the things that he spoke to me about. I was like, wow. Like to this day, I don't eat a broiled lobster. I eat a boiled lobster because he's like, broiled lobster bruises the meat of the lobster. So as you're pulling it out from a broiled shell, it's bruised. So when you eat it, you're not getting the flavor of the lobster. And I love lobster. But you can tell if the lobster was broiled versus if it was boiled by the flavor and the texture. He was absolutely right. I was like, oh, damn. Stay with me to this day. Encyclopedia smart. Not bossy though. My dad was bossy. He was bossy. He was very opinionated and very well respected. I do remember growing up and being in his office and everybody calling him Mr. Bowers. Everybody, like even his boss. Nobody called him by his first name. Everybody called him Mr. Bowers. So, wow, that's incredible. Like, wow. So fast forward, real quick, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So recently, like I have my own team in my office, and we were out one night and we were all talking. They were talking about one of the other directors that just came in and they calling her by her nickname. And I was like, oh, I didn't really have like a nickname, a shortened version of my name that I kind of grew up with. Like my cousins used to call me like little derivatives of that. And my father would nip it in the bud. Like, no, that's not her name. Her name is Shannon. Like, don't call her that. Don't call her this. Her name is Shannon. And they were like, but you call her Princess. Like, that's a nickname. He's like, yeah, but that has nothing to do with her name. That's who she is. Again, light bulb alert. I'm growing up and I'm like, no, you're not calling me Sharon. You're not calling me Shy. You're not calling me Shy. You're not calling me Shan. You're not doing my name is Shannon. Like, don't even. And so I lived my life that way. Although my ex-husband does still call me Shan, and it grates my nerves like a nail on a chalkboard. He does it because he knows I hate it. And every time he says it, I'm like, however, comma. So that wasn't something that I kind of grew up with. And so when they were like, one of my managers, my little account manager, he was like, oh, I call you whatever he said. And I was like, oh no, that's not my name. Like, don't call me that. My name is Shannon. Like, Let's not even get into that. I was like, I'm just saying that to say that that is not something that I grew up with as like something that you can do. Like that wasn't my reality. And I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it a reality. Bella, you can call me Bella. That I will accept. You can call me Bella. You can call me Bella. Entanglement. Child. Why did the slap happen to if they're separated? Okay, so she got into that not as much in this interview, except to say that she was as shocked as we all were. Because she's like, that's not Will. And it's not. If you are with a Libra any length of time, you know it takes a lot for them to go to that point. It takes a lot, just like it takes a lot for a Virgo to go there. Like I will stuff it down, I will stuff it down, I will stuff it down, I will stuff it down. And then that one time, y'all already know, that one time you got me on the correct day at the correct time, and class is in session, and I'm gonna read you for filth. I tried to warn you, which is why when you were messing with me, I was like, I think you should stop. I think you should stop. I don't think this is what you want. And then it goes. And when I go, y'all know, when I go, I go. Brooklyn full force. And you know I'm a straight shooter. Pa-pow, pa-pow. I'm not holding back. At that point, you gonna get what you are asking for. You came for the show won't happen. But he was pushed, and the way he was pushed had nothing to do with the joke, had nothing to do with Jada, I don't think either. I think it had to do with himself and how he was feeling in the moment, and all of the emotions came bubbling up to the surface. She does say that Chris tried to holler at her when she was separated. And he was like, I heard you were separated. Da, da, da. Let's hook up. Da, da, da. And I think she probably told Will. He stuffed it down. And then when he saw him on the stage, it bubbled to the surface. He know what to do with those feelings, and he acted out. And so funny, Beyonce has this line in this song called Virgo, where she was describing like all of the different signs. And when she got to Libra, she was like, he reminds me of every sign because they mimic almost every single sign. They're driven and career focused like a Capricorn. They're calculating and analytic like a Virgo. They're bossy like a Leo. They are wise like they have all of these different characteristics all bubbled up into that one sign. And then they got that Sag, and then they got that Cap smoke, and then they got that Aquarius like aloofness, but when given on the right day, at the right time, at the right moment, they're focused. They're like, oh, did you say? And so I I believe wholeheartedly what happened in that moment is that that light switch came on and he was outside of himself. And it had to go down. It had to go down. I'm going to tell you one thing about a Virgo temper, which I don't think I've ever talked about on a live or even in a sit down with you all. I have a very, very, very bad temper. Very bad temper. Not so much now because I've learned how to reel it in, although, you know, I pop off. Y'all seen it. I do pop off. But when in my younger years, when I didn't have the right words to read you for filth, I throw those hands. I throw those hands to the point where I have seen red, to the point where I am beating someone, I'm fighting them, and I am outside of myself looking at myself doing this. And it's only happened a handful of times, but in those moments, it was surreal to me because I did not even recognize myself doing this. It was almost like it was a dream sequence and I was watching somebody else beat the crap out of this person. And I'm like, who is that? It's me. I'm doing it. But I just didn't connect those two together. That is such a scary feeling because you don't understand boundaries at that point. You don't understand, like, you could hurt somebody in that moment. You could really hurt somebody in that moment. So I have tried, and I've been very successful, especially in my older, wiser years, to temper that moment and try to come out of it faster than I'm going into it. It's a hard place to be. Yeah, I can't fathom it. I can't fathom the entanglement with August. That's the one part where I was like, Jada, I don't know. I don't know what the heck you were doing with that. Yeah. The guy just needed guidance and nurturing and love. He didn't need entanglement, whatever that entails. Because she still hasn't said, like, we had an affair or had sex with him or whatever. An entanglement. What is that? What does that entail? That's the other thing that we are very, very good at is skirting the issue. skirt. Like, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you my interpretation of what I want you to know. Hey, Cooking with the Cantrons, welcome in. Thank you for coming. It's dirty to me too. It's dirty. I can't rush in that. I can't. Yeah. How do you take advantage of somebody so vulnerable? I cannot. Yeah. No. Separation. I couldn't fathom that. I think of all my son's friends like my bonus sons. Like, I could never. I don't know how that's. Yeah. I hope he's okay. It doesn't make any sense. Sharon. Hey, Cantras. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Nine Babes still in the building. Everybody saying hello. Angelina says that entanglement was such a hinge to where there was a song made from the soundbite. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, Red Sunshine. Whoa, bearing or I feel that too. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to bear all. It's hard. It's hard. August Virgos. Listen, God bless y'all, August Virgos. God bless y'all. God bless y'all little souls. Because I'm going to tell y'all special. Indeed, y'all very special. Y'all very special. Because while y'all sitting there trying to be all sweet and nice and caring and trying to be political about the thing, September Virgos are savages. We don't know what. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We'll just go there. Maybe apologize later. Probably won't. But we're gonna take it there. We with all the ish. We with all the ish. And especially if you are parents and you messing with their children, just call me Mama Pop Smoke because I'm a pop off. I'm a pop off. I remember my daughter. Was telling me something that had happened. And I was going in. I was ready to pop off. I was like, oh, so let's go to the school. Da, 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 da. And she's like, Mom, I'm not telling you this so you can pop off. I'm telling you this so you can like give me a hug or something. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hug you. But then we get in the car and we going in. I was like, I can hug you, but then we going down to the school and I'm gonna pop off. And period. Let's go. With my car keys. Let go. She's like, Mom, he's so extra. I was like, daughter, you shouldn't tell me this. I'm gonna stop telling you this then. I was like, no, you're not, because you can't help yourself. You're Cancer. You can't help but share, especially when you feel sad about something. And you're gonna tell me, and then I'm gonna pop off. And that's just what's gonna happen. So what you gonna do about it? That's just the way it is. I want to know how you can tell the difference between August Virgo and September Virgo, Bella. I just told you, August Virgos, they're gonna try to find the way around it to avoid the confrontation, right? Because they're gonna avoid it. I don't want to make way. I don't want to do that. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Whatever. September Virgos, we ain't about that life. Ain't about that life. We're not about to, one, make you think that we are punk, because we ain't weak. We're not. We stuff down a lot of stuff until we can't do it. And then when that one time comes when you think we're going to stuff it down, we're going to read you for filth. And that's just the end of that. And also, we might just cut you off completely and feel no ways about it. I have people I don't talk to this very day. I don't care. I see you in the street. I pretend like I don't even see you. That's it. That's it. I don't care. I don't care. And also, F your feelings. If we're in that mode where you done pushed us beyond the point, F your feelings. Your feelings are gonna get hurt. Messing with a September Virgo. Messing with an August Virgo, they might be a little gentler on your feelings. They might, depending on how far you push them. But yeah, no. Aww. Yeah, boil a lobster versus broil a lobster. Don't get a broiled lobster. Because they're basically cooking it in its shell, and the meat is sticking to the side of the shell. So you're going to get that burnt taste, and you're not really going to taste the flavor of the lobster. which is really meaty. Really meaty. Mr. Bowers. Get that man prop. And that was really interesting as a young girl, like hearing my father's name in that way. Like, okay. Mm-hmm. See, exactly, Titi. Tell them. September Virgos are very much more, I won't say outgoing because we're not really outgoing, but we can be very jovial and give you that impression that we're very outgoing. And in truth, we really just want to be inside and like curled up with a good book or watching TV or just being by our own devices. But all right, we out here with you. We're gonna kiki, we're gonna do hey. But for real, I would rather be home. I would rather be home. But I put myself in situations where I have to be a little bit more outgoing because that's the nature of my business. I need to network. I need to know like who's doing what because I may need to utilize that and phone a friend if I need, help with something or I need to bring you in as a client, whatever it is. So I put myself in those extroverted situations, but I'm really an introvert. I'm really introvert. Most Virgos are introverted. Hey sis, how you feeling? How you feeling? Hey chat. I love that name, Shannon. Thank you. My dad named me Shannon. He actually named me. Yep. Riley Hustles in the building. That's my sissy Mika. Mika. Aww. Aww. I hope you feel better, babes. Aww. Blood, honey, blood. Go for the jugular. You don't want to know what happens when I reach my limit. Just know it's not pretty. And that's the facts. And there's the facts. There's the facts. Sharon says, aha, y'all fine. I can deal with y'all. My husband is a Leo, my sister, my aunt. Because they're all Leos. Yeah, I got a lot of Leos around me. Libras are like chameleons. Yep. All to make sure they get what they want, but love hard. Yeah, they do love hard. They do love hard. They do love hard. Male Leos are different from I will definitely say and co-sign on that. Male Leos are very different from female Leos, and July Leos are very different from August Leos. It's like the August Virgos and the September Virgos. Totally different, night and day. Gotcha. I know you can do it, Aaliyah. Fire sign, fire. I do that too. I can't get men away. Yeah, no. It's not worth it to me. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I got a livelihood now that I got to protect. I can't go there. I can't go there. Now the mouth will go and pop off. Pow. I'm a straight shooter. And when you take it there, I will definitely bring it there. I will definitely bring it there. But for me, I'm feeling, especially as I'm getting older, like I was telling my mentor today, had a talk because I had a situation at work where I had to utilize my Brooklyn pow, but temperate for business. And so as my mentor and I were talking, I was saying, I've realized and it crystallized for me today the growth that I have had as a person who has been in business, who's been in the business field for decades. I have started to see the change in who I am from when I first started in the business world to now. Like, I really feel like I have learned how to play the game a little better and be a little wiser and be a little bit more savvy about how and when I pick and choose my battles. Yes. We could talk about that too. Keep my distance from Libras. Really? I have nothing but bad experiences with Libras romantically. Ooh. Ooh, do tell, do tell. Can't come back from that. Yeah, no, can't come back from getting mad. Yeah, can ID each other. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm getting sleepy and I know I have an early morning call. So let me wrap up. Entanglement is where they had powerful sex and they didn't let each other go. What? Ooh, child. That just made me queasy. She had sex with that boy. Female Leos are not to be pushed because we push back. Yep. Yeah, exactly, Titi. Pop off ministries. Baby, it ain't nothing nice. I had to catch myself today, Auntie Wendy, but it's the part being close to Virgo line that made me pause. I was too tired to read. See, that's called growth, Ray of Sunshine. That's called growth. Because while I could have went there and popped up and had all rights to do so, I took a pause. I slowed down my voice. I was very pointed in the message that I wanted to deliver. And I was very, very hyper aware of my body language, my positioning, because I didn't want to come off like, the angry Black woman. You know how we get that syndrome, the angry Black woman. I didn't want that. So I was able to rein it in and be real even keel in my voice, but still be effective, to the point that the person I was speaking with acknowledged and said, I hear you. I acknowledge where I was wrong in this, and I'm really going to take it to heart. And then called me later on today and said the same thing. So I do know I was heard and I was understood. And that to me was paramount. To be heard and understood is paramount. Just telling you. August 20th, I'm on the cusp. I will snap. You do not want to see my Titi snap. You have a mentor, Bella. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had the same mentor for 30 years now. Yeah. He used to be my boss. And now we have like this mentor-mentee relationship. And we actually had it even while he was my boss. But after we went our separate ways and I went on, did other stuff, he went on, did other stuff, we still kept in touch. And so every now and then I check in and I'll be like, hey, this is what happened. Da, 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 da. And conversely, he'll be like, hey, this is what happened to me. And da, da, da. So we have had this mutual kind of check in, touch base. This is what's going on. And ironically, we're now at a point where we're on a parallel path. Like he told me today, he was like, you really don't need me as a mentor anymore. He was like, you really surpassed me, Grasshopper. He calls me Grasshopper. He's Confucius. I'm Grasshopper. He's like, you surpassed me, Grasshopper. He's like, you really know now what you need to do to elevate to the next level. And what you just did demonstrated that you are ready for the next step. And he's like, and you'll be surprised, because when you do have that next step, you know to put people under you that will support you and that will do the grunt work, so you don't have to get your hands dirty anymore. You don't have to be on these other calls. You don't have to do the blah, 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 blah. And I was like, but I'm there now. He's like, and that's why I'm telling you, you've outgrown this level. You need to ascend to the next level. And I was like, yeah, I do. I do need to ascend to the next level. You're right. And so it made me feel good, because he's seen me rise through the ranks, and that he recognizes it was great. But that I recognize it myself, I recognize it, was even better. It was even better. Yeah. That's so good. Yeah, but the hunt is on, honey. Now I got to find a new mentor. Stop flexing at his best. Boop, boop. That's good. Being savvy is, oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. But when you master it, you know you've mastered it, because you see the change, the air shifts when you have mastered the art of being savvy. And that's what really good executives at that level are able to do. They are able to instill confidence in you while still maintaining that elite status. Like, at the end of the day, you report to me, but also at the end of the day, the people above me are also managed. That's savviness, when you are able to manage up and manage down simultaneously. Yeah. Amen. Amen and amen. And amen. And amen. And with that, I'm going to say, oh my God, I feel like we had a good bad welcome back. I'm so glad to be back, but I'm not really back, because on Sunday, I have to do something with my sorority. And so I won't be able to do Sunday sips. I won't be here for Sunday sips. However, I will try to be, I'm not sure if I can, I will definitely try to be here for you on Monday, for on Mondays we McGrath. And I might have a little surprise for you, because, well, I'm not going to tell you. I have a surprise. Something's happening this weekend. May or may not include Mother. I may or may not be vlogging about it. And I may or may not be bringing you a vlog on Monday, we McGrath. I'm excited. But shh, don't tell the others. Only you, 10 babies in the building, know. Shh, don't tell the other babes. It's just for us babes. Don't tell the other babes until Monday. We'll come back and I have this surprise and I bring it all together. Okay? In the meantime and in between time, you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to play this outro, baby. We about to get up out of here. Woo! Thank you, 10 babes, for being in the building. It's Thursday. We unwinded, rewinded, and we had wine, a liquor if it's quicker, or water, because we just thirsty. I love you all for watching. Thank you so much. I will be back soon. We'll have our regularly scheduled programming next week. I'm not going anywhere. I'm blocking everything out. All we're doing is Thursdays, and we're doing a Sunday sits, and we're going to have a great time. Have a great weekend if I don't speak to you all before. And stay tuned for our Mondays in the Bride. Surprise! Don't tell the others though. Until next time, I love you for watching, and you have now been nullified. Bye, babe.